welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a brand new video. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Amelia and I upload all kinds of book content such as reading vlogs, reading wrap-ups, you name it. And if you do enjoy that kind of content, then please give this video a thumbs up, please comment down below, please subscribe, and please follow my social medias that I link in the description. And without further ado, let's just get on with what this video is about. So every month, well recently every month, I have created a TBR. Usually I create a wish list of or hopefuls even, so I'll do this is my monthly hopefuls, but I'll never stick to that, so I kind of wanted to set a TBR so I'd stick to it. Now in the month of April when I did this, I read 5 of my TBR, can't remember. In the month of May I read 3 of my TBR out of an 8 book TBR, I think it was 8, can't remember. And this month in June, when you're seeing this, I have set myself a target of 9 books because one of them is my book club book, so I'll do 8 books my TBR prompts plus my book club pick. So with that being said, I have a lot of books to get through and I never get through them, and I really want to try and get through the TBR. So I have decided to start this at the beginning of the month. Slightly cheating, it's the end of May when I'm starting this. It is currently the 27th of May as I am filming this intro. Am I cheating slightly to make it a date into my June TBR? Yeah. However, I've already done my May wrap up, already filmed. I don't think I'm going to finish a book in May, and if I do, brilliant, but I'll count it towards my June wrap up and my June TBR. So we're going to do that. It's slightly cheating, but it gives me an extra bit of time. I'm hoping this video won't go on for a month like my last video did, but basically, as you can see by the title, I'm doing Can I Finish My TBR? Now, when I say that, I don't mean I'm doing all of the 9 books for my TBR in this video. I'm going to try and do at least 4, but to 4 books and a half ish because I'll be reading my book club book, but I'm going to try and do it in time. Well, it says on Fable as the timings of the chapters, but who knows. But we've got 9 books to get through. I'm going to try and do 4 or 5 books in this video. We'll see, depending on my reading something. Depends on how much I read in a day and when I get a chance to read and what I'm doing. But 4 to 5 books in this video, hopefully, fingers crossed. We'll do at least 4 and you will see me get through them. And hopefully when I do my wrap up for June, I'd have finished all the books on my TBR, but we'll see. We'll see. But we are going to start this vlog with a book that I've been wanting to read for ages and I'm very scared to start this series, but I really want I really need a fantasy book. I've read so much romance in a row that my brain is like, okay, you need something different, you need a fantasy. We are starting the video with Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. I actually cannot believe I'm about to start this series. Okay, hi. Update. The first update on Throne of Glass, the first book of this video. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't really know what I'm talking about. I am on chapter 8. We are like 12% of the way through. I did buy it on my Kindle as well just because I don't know why, but the writing is so small it's making me struggle to read it. I'm also right now just not having that oomph, but I have been told and have heard that the first 3 books of the series are a bit meh and then they get better as the series goes on. So I'm hoping that this won't make me go, no, I don't want to read the rest of the books because I have 7 books left in my... I didn't buy them one at a time, I bought them all together as a series to make it cheaper, and it does work out cheaper in a way, but it's just annoying. But it is what it is. I'm hoping I'll enjoy it a bit more. From what I'm getting so far, it follows a girl called Selena Sardothian, who is an assassin who has killed people and has become famous, and they're like taking her into a challenge and she needs to win to earn her freedom by the king. So that's what I've got so far. It's Saturday. It's actually 10:36. I don't want to be sitting here reading all morning because I have things I want to do, like editing and stuff. However, I want to try and start I've only just got out of bed. I had a lie-in today, which is the first lie-in I've had in ever, which is why I needed it, because my body was just like, you need to rest. So I took a lie-in, not complaining. I'm not going out till 6. I don't need to start getting ready to go out until about 5. I need to eat at like 4, so I've got majority of the day to do other things I want to do and tomorrow morning and evening, so it's okay. I am now 100 pages in to Throne of Glass. You kind of got into like the actual story of what's happening and like the competition that they're doing. It's still quite slow and it's very much like forced myself to get through it, but I am aware that the first few books are a bit like meh, and then the books get better as the series goes on, so I'm trying, I am enjoying it, just when it's through, so I'm going to try and read a chapter or 2 this morning, maybe 3, we'll see, just to get a good way in. We're 25% into the book, which is good. I honestly can't tell you how much, like, I want to finish. I don't want to read just 3 books in June. I want to read at least 5. I've got an 9-book TBR. To be fair, I am starting Mile High this weekend as well, because I have a book club, if you didn't know, and we actually start our June read today, because it's the 1st of June. So I'm going to try and read a chapter until that today as well. So we were doing 2 books at once, so that's something, but I'm going to try and read at least a chapter or 2 of this before I get up and actually do stuff today. But yeah, I had to go on Pinterest to look at the aesthetic for Dorian Cole and Selena, just because I wasn't getting the vibe. I was just seeing, like, I couldn't get the vibe of the book yet, but like, it is still early days. I'm hoping it gets better. I'm hoping the series gets better, because I bought the whole box set. So, and Kingdom of Ash is such a long book, and it's been a while since I've been in a fantasy book, so this is something, but hopefully I can get a good chunk of the way through this weekend. Okay, there is a part on the back of the book where it says that something mysteriously in the house, like the place that they're staying, is like killing people, and I think we've just got to one of those deaths in the book, so it's intriguing. Who knows? That's not a spoiler, that is on the blurb. So, okay, good morning, hello. We are still reading Throne of Glass. I am 36% of the way through. I am really enjoying the book now, like, it's getting more into it. I'm actually enjoying the book. Like, I'm actually wanting to find out what happens next. I would say the first 20% I was like, I don't really care. Now it's picking up, things are getting better, and I think because it's the first book of a series, you are getting to, like, know the story and, like, getting to know the world and getting to know the characters. I'm sensing a love triangle between our main girl Selena and the prince Dorian and the guard Cole. I don't know, it's Kale. I don't know his name. So I'm sensing a, like, love triangle between between them lot. So that's interesting. But I'm really loving our female main character Selena. I'm really interested to see what everyone loves about this whole series. So. I'm 54% of the way through Throne of Glass. I'm enjoying it, but one thing I have realised is the third person writing is fine. But it's the third person writing, you're in different point of views, but it doesn't specifically say what point of view you're in, so you kind of just having to guess from who they start speaking about in the first part of the chapter, which is fine. But then they have little breaks in it and it changes point of view and it confuses me so much. Hello, okay, hi, update. We are now on Tuesday. We are still reading Throne of Glass. We have about 20% left to go, so the aim is to finish it tonight. I have got a friend coming over tonight, so I'm really praying I can finish it tonight, because yesterday I had the aim to finish it after rehearsals, but I honestly was so tired. But yes, to be fair, the whole day yesterday I was so tired. It's getting good. It's got really good in the last half of the book, and I'm really enjoying it, and it's making me really excited for the rest of the series, so that is a good thing. I think I know what I'm reading next. I have actually asked my Instagram followers to choose the next read for the video, because I didn't know what to go with, and so I was like, oh, you know what, we're gonna blindly pick. So I've done a blind pick one on my Instagram, and I think it's gonna run out soon, so I'm gonna check it in a moment, but I'm pretty sure I know what's gonna win the next one, but we'll come to it when I get to finish this book. Okay, so we are back with an update. We finally finished Throne of Glass last night. I say finally, like, you know, it was dragging on forever. Actually, though, I really enjoyed this book. I'm so glad I've gone this way. So I was researching it again earlier because I got so confused with what order I was doing it in. And the way I'm doing it is Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, Heir of Fire, and the Assassin's Blade. And that is the romantic way of reading it. Or you've got the purest way where you read it, the Assassin's Blade first, and then continue the series from there onwards. I'm think I'm glad by doing it this way because I actually thoroughly enjoyed Throne of Glass. Like, thoroughly enjoyed this book, like, more than I thought I would. I was really invested. I really already loved, like, the dynamic between her and Dorian and her and Cole. And I think if I read it the other way around, I wouldn't have that feeling. So I'm really glad I read it first. There was so much that happened in this book, especially near the end, and honestly, my heart went out for Selene. There was times when I was like on the edge. I was like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? I don't want her to die. I was like, she can't die. It's the first book in an 8-book series, so you kind of have that feeling of like, you know, she's not gonna die, which is the main protagonist. But also, I was like, what if she does? Oh my god. I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4 star. I thought it was a very good first book of a series, and a fantasy series especially. I am so excited. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, all day I thought about it. I can't wait to get more into the series, to the point where I put, not into this month's TBR obviously, but I have put on my immediate TBR the next book of the series, Crown of Midnight. I just think it'd be nice to continue reading the series whilst it's kind of fresh in my mind. 4 stars, first book of this video, and we're starting off strong because this is a good book. The next book of the series, as I mentioned yesterday, I was my Instagram followers to choose my next read because I didn't know what to read. If I'm honest with you, I did not know what to read at all. So I put 2 books from my TBR onto my Instagram story because I was toying between the 2 of them. I looked at BookTok aesthetics for both, and both of them were like giving me what I wanted to read. So I was like, I don't know. So I ended up putting Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez on the poll alongside Carrie Soto's Back. I did them blind TBR, so I literally put like emojis. So I put a world emoji for Part of Your World, and then like a tennis racket, badminton racket because I didn't have a tennis racket, and a tennis ball for Carrie Soto's Back because tennis vibe. And the one that won majorly from the whole poll with 77% was Carrie Soto's Back. So we started reading that. I've actually taken the cover off because I don't read a hardback book with a cover, but I am so glad to finally get this off my TBR because I've had this since the day it released, and I can't remember the release date, but I've had it since the day it was released and I've not read it, and I was like, why did I buy it then when I could have waited for the paperback to come out? Hello, okay, day later update, but we've got a bit further through Carrie Soto's Back. I have not read it from the book though, to be fair. I have listened to it all as an audiobook so far because I'll tell you something, I think because of the Spanish in it, it's like just so much easier listening to it as an audiobook, and I'm loving it as an audiobook. Well, I won't say loving it, I'm still just going, I don't feel that connected to Carrie, I don't feel connected to the story, I don't feel like I did with Daisy Jones 6. I felt like that was written really well. I think I do enjoy like the news articles in this that they had in Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I just don't have that connection with Carrie as I did with like Evelyn and with Daisy, so I think it's just making it a bit difficult, and maybe it's just the tennis aspect, but I don't know because I really love tennis. But I think because Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo was about acting and like that kind of world, and then you had Daisy Jones, which was like singing, music, band, like that's kind of, I follow that kind of stuff. I love that stuff. I don't know. I think it's also the Spanish. There's a lot of Spanish in it, but I am enjoying it. I do love Carrie's dynamic with her dad. We're only 30% in. Like I've still got 70% to go. Hello. Okay, I'm gonna give you a bit of an update on Carrie Soto's Back because we are at 68% in. I started it. When did I start it? Not yesterday. The day before yesterday. So Wednesday. So it was our 3rd day of reading it, and we are 68% of the way through. We have not got long left, and I will say I'm thoroughly enjoying the audiobook of this. I think if I was just reading it physically, it wouldn't have got through as fast. Mainly because I think the Spanish really is putting me off because I just don't understand a word of Spanish. I didn't learn Spanish at school. I didn't study it. Haven't learned it. I tried to learn it in like Duolingo and then gave up. And I went to Barcelona last year and didn't know a word of Spanish apart from hola. But like that's the basics. But I am enjoying the story and I'm enjoying certain things. They mentioned Daisy Jones and the Six. There was like one little brief of mention of them, and I was like, I screamed. It was in W.H. Smith's as they said it. I was like nearly screaming. I was like, yes. I will say one thing I'm loving in this book. It's not really the story of tennis. Not really the story of Carrie's like trying to win tennis and gain her title. It's the relationship between her and her dad. We've made it to an 89% mark of this book, and I've got like 11% left and my audiobook hours to run out on Spotify, which is really annoying, and I'm actually really annoyed. Well, not annoyed, it's just annoying because I was really enjoying the audiobook, but now I've got to read the last 11% physically. We've had some really sad moments just happen. I'm not like that obsessed with the book, however I do have hopes of how I hope it's going to end. So we'll see what happens between now and the end. Hopefully I will finish it this afternoon when I get home from my hair appointment, but who knows. Okay, first of all, I've had my hair cut if you couldn't see. my fringe has kind of like gone. It was like there, but it's kind of gone, but fine. I had my hair cut, so it's quite short compared to what it was, which is kind of crazy. I barely looked at it to be fair in the mirror because I kind of got home from hair just as fell asleep. Well, read and fell asleep. But update. We have finished Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I finished it before I had my nap, so I finished it about 4:15. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I did enjoy the book. I think it was a very good book. I do like, this wasn't a romance book. It's not, I don't think, like the ones in this kind of like series, like interconnected standalone series kind of thing, they're not romance books. They are like Daisy Jones the Six, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, Malibu Rising. I've not read that one, Malibu Rising, and this book. Like, they have a hint of romance in it, but the idea of the book is they're not a romance book. They are just a story. I don't really know how to describe it, but I really enjoyed this. I think it's not my favourite one of her book. I do get when people say that after they've read it, they want to play tennis, because I do have that feeling of wishing I was good at playing tennis, because then I would do it, but I can't play tennis to save my life. So however, I did enjoy it. I really enjoyed Carrie's like determination. The last chapter before the like kind of like the epilogue of the book, I really liked how it was going, but I can't say too much to spoil the book. But I kind of predicted that was going to happen. But I'm really happy that I finally got this off my TBR after like nearly 2 years of it being on there. So yeah, I'm giving it a 3.75 book. It wasn't my favourite book. I think if I had read it all physical, I probably wouldn't have liked it as much. Listening to the audiobook really helped me get through this book. So 100% say it was how I read this book. I have zero idea what I'm going to read next. I'm about to talk about the next book I'm going to read. I'm like happy this is off the TBR as the off the cart now. And yeah. Also, I really love this cover. And okay, we've now picked the next book of this video. We're going to go with If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan. Partly because I did technically start it. I need to change these tabs because I don't remember what colours they were. Let's take these ones out. I also feel like I want to use different colours for this now. I also do my annotating a lot differently now, so. We're going to start with this book. I did technically start it, but I'm going to start from the beginning because I started it a year ago. I read like 3 pages and was like, no, I'm not feeling it, and I went to final offer. So, if you watched my reading for my screen time video last year in May, you would have seen that I started this book. I picked this one up, but we are going to pick this one up now. It's partly because I want to get it off my TBR because I feel like it was really between this and Part of Your World, and I've had this on my TBR I think longer, or slightly longer than Part of Your World, so I really want to get this one off the TBR cart. I was looking at TikToks on aesthetic. This one just kind of felt like it hit a bit more, although I was like, I really want Part of Your World, but I'm gonna read this one because I think it's going to be an easy quick read, also a sad read but quick one because the chapters are short. So I haven't got time now because I literally have like got just under 5 minutes to be out of my house, so I need to get into my friend's car. So I'm going to quickly put my socks on. I might take it with me because I am going to have time where I'm going to be sitting in the theatre on my own waiting for the show to start. But I also think that's not a good idea to do because I do want to annotate this one, I think. I don't know if I'm feeling annotating or maybe I just want to read it. I don't think I'm going to annotate this one. I'm not in the annotating mood at the moment. Like, I have another book that comes out to me and I go, oh, I really want to annotate that. So I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to read it and enjoy it. And I only underline if I start to read this stuff, I go, oh, I really want to annotate it, then I'll do it. But right now I'm not in that mood. So we're going to read this. I'm excited. This is about Autumn and Finn. Apparently, from what it says about these, we inseparable, but something changed, or they changed now. They do their best to ignore each other. So I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen and how they're going to find their way because Autumn also has a boyfriend called Jamie. So I'm intrigued to see what it's going to be about. I've heard good things about this, and I'm a little bit nervous to get into it because I know how many people love this book. So yeah, but I'm feeling pretty good because there's so many books on my actual anticipated reads I could pick up and I want to read, but I'm actually sticking to my TBR right now, which will be good if I can do that all month. Hello, okay, we're going to give you an update. I am 10% of the way through. If He Had Been With Me, I'm on chapter 10. The chapters are very short, but it's giving me very YA vibes. And I'm not saying I'm against the YA. I do enjoy a YA book. Icky YA vibes. Like, I'm getting like the ick. I'm feeling very uncomfortable. I'm feeling very like, I just don't like it. Like, I don't know if it's just because like I can remember the days when I was in school when people did this, and now I'm just like, if someone did that now, I would be like, that's cringe. That's the one I'm thinking of. I was feeling very cringy. Like on the end of chapter 9, he goes, I don't really know how much of a spoiler this is. He goes, Jamie gives me a promise ring for Valentine's Day. All day, whenever I see someone I know, I rush up to show them my hand and tell them I have the best boyfriend ever. Like, it just cringes me out. Like, don't get me wrong, if you're engaged, I kind of would expect that from you. I just don't know. I'm not loving it. I'm really not. I'm determined to get through it because I want to see why everyone cries at this book. Okay, hello. First of all, is that my new top? I love it. I got it from TikTok shop in like some book merch thing on there. I don't even know. However, I am actually over halfway through If He Had Been With Me, and I won't lie, I'm not loving it, but I'm kind of like intrigued and I'm very invested in now what's going to happen. Like, I want to know. I feel like the way it's written, in some ways you have kind of just got to know the character and you kind of feel like you're there. One thing though, it just reminds me of being at school. I know I was not part of the popular kids, I didn't really have a group of friends, and but like the things that they say, it just reminds me of school time, and like this is given like that thought of being in high school and having a boyfriend for the first time. Because if it was reality wise now, and someone was feeling the way they feel, the way Autumn feels now in the book, they wouldn't stay with their boyfriend. So I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen. Like I said, I'm 50% of the way through. Okay, I don't know how well you can hear me right now. Well, actually, no, you can hear me. I got mic on. I don't know how well you can see me. The light's not great. I wasn't going to do this tonight. I was going to do it tomorrow, but I thought I'd probably forget tomorrow. And why not? So, I didn't get any time lapses of me reading this book, which is bizarre. But I finished If He Had Been With Me. I understand why people cry. I didn't cry. But I understand why people cry because of the ending. I think there's so much that could have been done better with this book that would have made it better, but it just wasn't it. I didn't love it. I just think it was so cringy and so icky, and I get it, it's YA. I also get that like the point of it is just to see what happens between Autumn and Finney between the whole book. However, there is things and themes in the book that I'm just like, it did not touch on well enough. Like, there's a whole mental health plot between Autumn's mum and herself, and they really barely talk about it. There's some not horrible things, but things I do not like how they represent it. And I kind of get they are high school kids. They would, if someone they knew went through it, they probably would, if they're couples, they would possibly be the same. However, spoiler alert, if you don't want a spoiler, Autumn was dating a guy and he said she's too much for him because she's depressed. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I know you're high school kids, but like, if you're writing a book with mental health in it, try and be a bit more sensitive about it, because if a high school kid now reads this book and sees that and they have a boyfriend, they're going to think their boyfriend's going to leave them because of it. Not going to lie. Like, if you're suffering with mental health and you're already depressed and you read a book like this and you read that, I just don't like that. I don't like how much like they talk about mental health very briefly. Like, they touch on it, but they don't talk about it too much. There's nothing to talk about it. And the only answer to someone who suffers with depression is given pills, apparently. Like, I don't think that's the answer. That is not always the answer. And it just, I don't know, I didn't love it. I think it was interesting, it was good. I didn't cry. Like, I did find it kind of sad at the end, but again, there's a massive thing that happens at the end that impacts Autumn, and it makes a choice for Autumn, and that was really barely spoken about. Now, I'd have rather you gave the last chapter a really deep long chapter and talked about this and her thoughts process behind what she was going to do exactly, than have like 4 or 5 different like one-page chapters saying what happened next and what happened next. Like, it felt like I was reading a story I wrote when I was in primary school, because I used to write stories and they used to be so basic of me going, oh, I did this and then I did that and then I did this and I did that and then the end of that chapter, the next chapter started. That's what it felt like. And I was just like, I'd rather have read a full-on chapter where she spoke exactly her thoughts, like in a monologue of what was going through her mind at that exact moment, so I felt a bit more connected to her and felt a bit more sorry for what she was going through. Like, obviously it's sad, but I just wasn't connected to it at all. I did not feel connected to the characters at all. I did not feel connected to the main characters. I think Finney, I kind of was like, okay, I like, but don't really care. Autumn, I was like, oh, she's annoying me, but don't really care. Like, there was no instant care about him, so I think that's why I didn't love the book. So I'm giving it a 3 stars though, because it was entertaining. I did find myself, by like halfway getting invested in the story to find out what happened. But bearing in mind, I was at 52% this morning, and bearing in mind, I worked all day and I had rehearsals today, I got through the whole book. Yeah, not a massive fan of this book, I won't lie. 3 stars I think is a good rating, considering I said I'm not a massive fan, but like, I was invested. I did want to know what was happening. There was parts of it I really enjoyed and I felt connected to. I think I felt more connected to some of her friends than the principals, the main people, and I think that may be why it just hindered it. So I'm glad I got it off my TBR. I'm glad I've read it. Once I loved it, but it was okay, and we have that. So what I was going to say about it, I don't remember what I was going to say. Oh my god, that's really annoying. You know when you have something in your mind, you're like, I was going to say it and I don't. But yeah, I know what I'm going to say. There's a second one to this that came out this year that's like Finney's point of view, if I had told her or something like that, and I don't want to read that. I'm not even going to buy it. I'm not going to read it. I like the cover of it. Like, I love the cover of it. However, I just don't want to read Finney's point of view throughout the whole thing. Like, the whole will they, won't they, just really annoyed me because of the situations. I just didn't. Like, I kind of get Finney's point of view in the fact of him as like, he and a person that I can't understand where he was when she was a bit like, especially the fact that she's like, I love him, but I am with my boyfriend. Oh, couldn't do it, could not do it. And I get it, the high school kids, there's a lot of difference to high school kids to adults, and I think because I'm so used to reading books about people in their adulthood. Yeah. Anyway, with that being said, this book is now done, and I'm actually gonna make this the final book of this video because I'm filming another one after this, and I feel like we've got a good 4 books down out of 9 if I get this book done, which I will because I'm excited for it. But we are picking up probably one of my most anticipated reads because I absolutely love this author so much. I've only read 2 of her books, but I'm obsessed with her, and it's Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I'm actually so excited. I'm actually going to tab this one and annotate it because I just love Abby Jimenez's writing, and I just know I'm going to love it already. I don't know what this was about. I'm not even going to start it tonight because I do need to sleep. It's nearly midnight, if not already midnight. But I'm excited to get into it. I love this. Oh my god, I'm excited. So I'm going to put my tabs in it, get myself ready for tomorrow, and choose my bookmark, and then I'm going to go to bed. So I'm going to talk to you probably tomorrow with an update. Okay, it's a couple of days later. I'm now 23% of the way through Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I'm really enjoying it. I am enjoying the storyline, I'm enjoying the characters. However, there's part of me that isn't. Part of this is really annoying me, and it's mainly the main female character because she asked Daniel, our main male character, loads of questions about his life and stuff, and asked him loads of questions, but when he asked a simple question of like, what does she do for a living, she wouldn't tell him and made him guess. And it's like, why are you not opening up to him? Like, you can't ask questions from other people and then not open up. I know she has trust issues. I also know there's an age gap, so I also know like that's that impacting it. But I don't know, I think there's gonna be more to it, but there is some really cute moments happening, and I am really happy I'm annotating this book. Okay, hello. I don't know when I last updated you, however, we are like 30% of the way through Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. It is also Friday, the day I said I was going to end this vlog. So we haven't finished this book in this video. However, we have made it to 30%, and we read 3 other books in this video off my TBR. And we also read 20% of Mile High, which I didn't actually vlog any footage of because that's my book club that I'm so behind on, but it's like, it's okay. However, if you do want to join my book club, the link should be in my description below, and we are going to put a poll up next week at some point for the next book for the next book club pick for July, so keep an eye out for that. However, I am really enjoying this book so far, and I think right now if I was to rate it on where I am at the moment, it's going to be a 4-star. It's not 5-star vibes for me. I think because of Happy Ever After playlist I absolutely loved, this is not a 5-star, but I think it's definitely going to be 4-star vibes, so that's good. But however, because we are at the end of this video and I am ending it now, I'm going to quickly talk about the 3 books I did fully read and my rating. I'm not going to like talk for long about them. I'm not going to go get the books because I don't want to. If I'm honest with you, I'm just going to go find the ratings to remember exactly what I rated them to be specific. What month are we in? June. So the ratings I gave, so our first book we read was Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas, the first book in the Throne of Glass series, which, oh my god, I'm so happy I've started. I gave this book a 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the first book. I'm glad I read it in that way, in that order, because I feel like I've got more of a connection to it, and I'm ready for Assassin's Blade whenever it comes to it. And then, I mean, the next book is Crown of Midnight. It's not Assassin's Blade. I then read Carrie Soto Is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This book I gave 3.75 stars. I felt like I couldn't connect to it too much because there's a lot in Spanish and I didn't understand what was being said because I'm not Spanish. However, I listened to a lot of it on audiobook rather than reading it, which really helped my investment in the book, and I was very connected to Carrie and her dad's relationship. So when something happens in the book, it did hit me and I was really sad, but I just didn't love it as much as I loved like Daisy Jones and the Six and Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And I think because those two were like my favourite two books in that kind of like universe, because like obviously you've got other books that she's written and I've read one of the other ones, I think it just didn't hit as much as Daisy Jones did. And then we read If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan. This book had been on my TBR for like over a year now, and I have been like going, I need to read that book, I need to read it, I need to read it. Finally read it, and I won't lie to you, but I didn't love it. It was good and there was parts where I enjoyed, but it was very cringy and a bit icky at times, and I was just like and there was things I just did not like. And I wouldn't say I even loved our main female character. I loved Finney, but I will not be reading his point of view because I just can't be bothered to read that universe again. Like, no thank you. But yes, I gave it 3 stars, and then obviously we started Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. So anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully I will be back again with another one of these kind of type of videos at some point, but I am going to start tomorrow to film a new video reading vlog for a week, and I'm very excited for it. And I just didn't want to read majority of this book for that video but then come back to this vlog, if that makes sense, and go, oh, I've read it now, because it just didn't, I mean it would make sense, but it would confuse my brain too much, and I need to start editing this video. So anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, please comment down below, please subscribe, please follow my social medias and that are linked in the description, and maybe join my book club, and I will see you again next week with another video.